welcome to another episode of
Chiquis and Chill.
What?
2 times.
Two times. Hey.
First
okay,
one was
okay.
better.
Okay, that was a little better.
Sorry, it's been rusty. I haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for coming to my podcast finally.
What do you mean? You're going to put it on me? It is on me.
Yes.
But you make it seem like I didn't want to be part of it. And then when I was on Jenica's, you're like all jelly belly.
I was jelly belly.
But your requested subject is very important, yes. But I wasn't.
He wasn't.
I'm still not ready. I think we'll talk about my reasoning behind all that stuff today. But
which I
it's
respect.
not because I don't fucking...
I know you love me.
All right,
and I know
but
you think I'm cool.
if we got pickles with each other, that's not a bone to pick with each other. I like pickles better.
I ain't got no beef.
I have a pickle with you.
You have a pickle with me?
Yeah.
What's the pickle?
This sign.
Oh.
Why wasn't
I got it on Etsy, dude.
It's okay. It's cute.
I'm
sure
cute.
they got it here quick. Jenica, she waited a year, but hers looks great.
Yes. So talking about Jenica, because guys, Jenica has been on the podcast. Jackie has been on the podcast. Mikey.
What about John?
Hasn't. John has been here a couple times as well. And talking about Jenica. Look at his sweater, you guys. Okay, it's over comfort. Look at him. He comes to my podcast wearing his favorite sisters because Jenica is his favorite sister. Yes or no? Don't lie.
I don't have a favorite. She's my only little sister.
Okay, that's true. He has 2 big sisters. That makes sense. It's okay. Jenica's awesome. So she's the best.
But yeah, and then this is also, I wanted to come like decent, and I know
you look very handsome, brother.
This is like everything else has paint on it right now.
The color coordination, I like it.
I'm doing laundry every week now, though.
Oh, nice.
Are you proud of me?
I'm so proud
Even
of you.
though I missed last week. So
are you separating the whites?
Yeah, but I don't have very much white. So
okay.
Like
but please separate the whites.
No, I do. I separate them,
good.
and I've started to use bleach, but like I'm a black shirt kind of guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm too messy for white shirts. So
yeah, because you always have paint on everything. Talking about paint,
yes,
because we got to let them know what you're all about. Okay, Mikey has his own company. It's called
Boss Graphics, and my bigger LLC is Moonlight Sign Co, and that was my first company and absorbed the company that I've been working at for a while now. And it's going really well. It's been this past year has been a big challenge, and thank you for being there.
I'm so proud of you.
You're always. I think there's no such thing as a dumb question, but there is dumb questions, and I'm so glad that I can call you, and I don't ever have to feel like bad about asking a stupid question because you've lived through most things, or at least have some level of experience, especially when it comes to business. So I have you as a lifeline, and I know like. We don't see each other as much as we'd like, but you're such a big part of what I'm doing now, and so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Oh my God, dude, I think we're gonna cry on this episode.
But I didn't tell them what we do. Yeah, so a muralist and a sign painter, and just a guy just trying to get better at his art.
And you're doing great because that's what he was saying. The pickle that he had to pick with me is the fact that he didn't make my sign. I didn't ask him to make my sign because he made Jenica's sign for her podcast, Over Comfort. And that's why he's like, what the heck? But it's from Etsy. I didn't have anyone else do it.
No, so. you're about this, and I would have lagged a little bit, but it's okay. I have ideas now, so next season it might look a little different.
Oh, I love that. Okay, you guys heard it here. So you guys, he said it.
I'm a man of my word.
Yes, he's a man of his word. And going back to his business, because I think Mom would be very proud, because Mom was all about like, whatever you're passionate about, whatever that may be, you freaking do it and you be the best at it. And Mikey, is it okay if we talk about this, about your love for graffiti and how you would do it illegally?
Whatever you want to talk to me about.
Okay, because he would freaking stress me out because I was his supporter. I was like, okay, if this is what he likes to do, I don't necessarily agree 100% because it's like, he's doing this illegally, and he would hang you guys off of bridges and shit doing graffiti, and I'd be like, oh my, he's like, oh, I was hanging off that freaking bridge the other day. I was like, what?
But you would imagine it like with me hanging off. I'm not that strong, okay? It's like there's a footing, it's a weird space. I shouldn't have been there.
But it's dangerous.
Are you gonna tell everybody that you used to take me?
Oh yeah, I used to take him.
It was a handful of times. Jackie was my ride or die partner in crime.
Jackie was.
She took me bombing a lot. Like my first era of being prolific had a lot to do with Jackie. But you took me too.
Shout out to Jackie.
So Chiquis is implicated.
We support each other.
Chiquis is implicated in 15-year-old crimes. Oh shit, more than that, dude. I'm coming up on
Yeah, brother. How old are you?
30. Gonna be 33. This is my Jesus year.
Oh, your Jesus year, I say. Dang, fall for real.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, you're gonna resurrect in a good way.
Yeah. We're being reborn.
Yeah, reborn. But so I love the fact that you did exactly what Mom wanted.
Yeah.
That became now a business, and you're a CEO and a business owner, and I know that's been stressful.
I like president. I don't know why. I feel like CEOs, like anytime somebody's like starts their little like t-shirt company or whatever. It's like they want to throw CEO. It's like president sounds better for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like that.
It's
yeah.
not, Anyway, so.
Mikey for president. Well, he is a president. Hey, perro. Okay, so what?
I think she would be proud.
I think so.
That's kind of like my biggest like thing is she didn't really get to see a better version of me because I'm still not like the best version of myself that I can be and that I'm striving to be, but she didn't get to see me like, okay, because it stressed her out a lot too, you know, and like to her credit, she never once said, like, I remember the day that she like first confronted me about it, and like, you know, like she was never like, don't do that, you know, like, or like at least don't do it this way, do it the right way. Of course, I have to do it my own way, but so she was stressed out, and I didn't believe I was going to turn it into anything for a long time because that wasn't really the point of it. Yeah, it was kind of more of to develop a sense of identity, and that's kind of it's led through a lot of things for good or bad, like to who I am now, and it's been part of my journey. So I'm like super grateful for it. But I think I might be past it. Yeah. Like mentally, yeah. I mean, right now, anyways. Because like I don't have the same love for it, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm going through a part of my life where things are, you know, it's okay to accept that things come to an end, and things don't have to be the same way forever. And even if it's something that you feel like, well, this is all I've ever known, like, and that shit's really hard. Like, I almost want to cry right now just because it's all I've known, and like for so many years it's a huge part of your life. Yeah, I've only associated with certain type of people, and now that I'm trying to live my life on the right path, I realize they haven't always been the best people. A lot of my friends are guys with good hearts. They're great guys. And there's a few gems in there that are really guys that are really pushing themselves forward, but for the most part, it's like holding me back. And now I'm at a point where it's like it's do or die time right now with with the company and like really bettering myself. You're super focused. And if and it's just not serving me anymore, and it's hard to say. Damn, you know, because I don't, you know me, I'm like I like the artistic part of graffiti, like, oh, that's an awesome mural, look at all the colors and all that, but I like, you know, the illegal aspect of it and the rush of it and the fucking being scared shitless, like I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be fucking over here off of the side of the freeway, and then I get home and I'm looking at my pictures and that's the best sleep of my whole life, where it's that's like crazy. So you like that rush, fool. Yeah, and it's not just because of that, there's just like, I don't know, there's something to taking public space back. Like I feel like we're kind of bombarded with like buy this billboards and signage and all this shit everywhere. It's like, okay, like, and because of you, I would never write on businesses, like small businesses, you know, or like people's property or anything like that. But if it's corporate, if it's on the side of the freeway, it's like a little power box or something, whatever the hell it is, it's like, that's visually, that's mine too, you know, like that's how I used to feel. I don't necessarily, I've grown up a little bit, and it's like, that's not really how the world works. But that's what I would tell him. If you're going to do it, just do it like where it's like, it's not going to like disturb anybody or upset anyone. Well, it upsets certain people, but whatever. I mean, I definitely, I supported you and it made you happy. I would pray for you all the time. I'm like, God, please take care of him. And I get that rush thing because when I used to sneak out to go to the races over there in Compton, it was just like, dude, I'm not supposed to do this, but this is so fun. It's illegal. You were probably more brazen about sneaking out than me, dude. I would never like hop out of the window. I would have never taken mom's car. Dude, I was crazy, y'all. We got to talk about that one day. We're talking about it right now. Shit you put diesel in mom's Lexus. I did. You put, and then did you try to drive backwards to reverse the mileage? Yes, dude. Stupid, dude. Oh my God. This fool's putting me on blast, but yes, sorry. I did. Hey, dude, it's okay. Sure did. There's my mom a statute of limitations. Like, I'm sure it's fine. It's all good. It's all good because I must have been like 16 years old. I didn't have my license yet. I think you were 15, fool. Yeah, I was younger. No, for sure. I did not have my license yet. I was very risk taker to the fullest, dude. Especially with the type of mom we had. I'm like, dude, what the hell was I thinking? No, for real. And like I don't even think she knew. No, she never found out until later. I think you did say it, and I'm pretty sure that we had the conversation at some point, and at that point she was just like, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know. Yeah, like, no, fuck her. It's probably crazy, dude. But, yeah. Anyways, well, I think what's happening in your life, and I see it clearly, is that like, I don't know, you're being very, and I love using this word here on the podcast, but you're very intentional right now. It's like, you know, it's like, I want to be the best. I want to be the best person. I want, like, you're doing things with intent, and I see it. And I've always, you know, me my whole life, I've been very nonchalant.
Yeah.
And it's kind of worked for me. Like, you know, it's like, I mean, I've never been a guy with a plan. And I've never been like, I need this to happen in the world for me to be okay. I think I've always been a journey, not the destination.
Yes.
And I'm still very much enjoying my journey, even on days when it's not fun, even on days when I'm really stressed out. And, you know, like, I'm responsible for people's lives, like, you know, like, and their family and their and feeding their kids and stuff. And that, so that all weighs on me. So, but even on those days, I'm like, I appreciate it, like, you know what, because it's like I get to, when I do make payroll, you know, and we do, you know what I'm saying? But when we do make payroll, that shit feels good when it goes through. And like when I know I have work planned, it's like I'm putting my people on. And so
I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm proud of you because I'm listening I hear you speak, and I'm just like, you've always been such an intelligent boy.
You're just having to fight it properly. And that's why it's like, just imagine what I could do. That was the point where it's just like, I haven't ever really had a plan. It's like the Joker says in the Batman movie, I'm just like a dog chasing cars. And like, if I ever caught a car, I would not know what to do with it. But like now it's just like, and it's worked out well, but I can't keep testing my luck because a lot of it has to do with, and it's funny because I'm not, I'm the least like that of all you guys. But I believe in that heavy, that mom, in one way or another, is it looks out for me, and she's, you know, put me in positions to succeed, or she's saved my ass when I put myself in dumb situations. And I'm like,
I really believe that. I feel like she has saved your ass a lot.
And that luck is only going to run out for so long. And it's like, okay, it's time to have a plan now, and it's time to want more, and like see what you can do then, like, you know, because it's like I feel like despite myself, I've been able to make something of myself, and now it's like, what can happen if I stop getting in my own way, you know, like nice. And that's look
at this dude, man.
Because can't nobody hold you back but you know?
Yeah, absolutely, you know? Absolutely. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I freaking love my siblings. I always learn from them. And I'm just like, I love listening to them. I love to listen to you guys speak, because you guys are fucking like, be dropping like little like nuggets. It's just those little gems. Like today, what you sent about Prince, I was listening to Prince all morning full because of you.
I know, me too.
This morning in the group chat, I was just like, hell yeah. Prince made me happy.
I'm glad we have that, like, too, because there's like a lot of people that, I find it so weird when people are like, oh, I don't talk to my sister, or like, that's, you know, crazy. Or we don't really have a relationship, or we didn't really grow up close. And that's so... Now that I'm older, I try not to judge, because everybody's raised differently, and everybody goes through their own journeys, and people perceive other people's actions differently. So I can't be like, always forgive your siblings. But I'm so glad that I'm like, I'm over here on my, well, I think it was before my bike ride. I was getting ready, and I was like, I was, you know, just flipping through YouTube, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds interesting. And like, there was like some really good stuff in there. And I was like, and I'm glad I can, like, I have someone to send that to. And then we all had a conversation about it. It was great. We even
we're good at that.
We talked about Purple Rain, and you being, you know, that's your padrino.
That's my padrino. Prince is my padrino, you know?
Tell him.
Because I don't know if I've shared this before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I was conceived in a Monte Carlo at a drive-in.
I thought you were saying the drive-through. I was like, damn,
I know, I was about to say the drive-through fool. She probably did. I'm not even. Mom was kind of like, she was crazy. All right. He doesn't like to hear that his mom had sex. But anyways, at the drive-in, like the movie drive-in thingies or whatever, listen, my mom, I guess she always told me this, that they were listening to Purple Rain. So I always call Prince my padrino. So we were talking about that. We were having all this dialogue. It was really awesome. I've shared with you guys that are...
that you were born from pre-cum, supposedly?
Pre-cum, too.
According to my
mother.
I knew that at way too young of an age. My mom said he never finished. At way too young of an age.
Yeah, so I'm you know, powerful, hey. But wait, I don't know, because then... I know dad is my dad, my biological father, because, well, we have the same father, obviously, but anyways, because I look just like him, right? But I don't know where I heard this. I do look like dad.
Yeah, I'm barely coming to grips that we look alike,
or we like look
that,
alike,
that we look, because now I'm like,
we look a lot alike.
I see mom now in my face. I'm like, oh shit, that's weird. Or I even see like some of my uncles.
You for sure look,
and more so these days, like one that we don't speak to. Like, so it's like, I'm like, I see it.
Yeah,
like
you do.
In like the rear view mirror, I
they're
just
handsome.
See this in the bridge of my nose. I'm like, oh shit, that's weird. But
yeah, honestly, they're handsome.
Father, my father.
Your father.
I don't know. I'm weird about that word.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel about dad now? Talking about that, are you like more open to talking to him, or you're like, nah?
I'm good. Actually, this is something that I did when we were talking about, oh, well, what should we talk about? And luckily, Mom sent me to that school when I was 17 or 16 to the boarding school. And that was, we thought I was going away so I can catch up in school. And that was the last of their worries. Like, we did everything on the computer, homeschooling program on the computer, but we did do seminars and we did daily therapy and stuff.
How long were you gone again?
8 months. It was pretty much 8 months to the day almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that school, I had to like deal with, and that's when I came back, I started going by the name Trinidad because I was like, I hated. You remember how angry I used to walk around for that guy, like, and how mad I was all the time.
When we were going through court for the whole trial thing, Mikey actually got a little physical with my dad. I mean, he had a lot of
I think
anger.
that's one of the things people bring up from the show a lot. They're like, did you really beat him up? I was like, I didn't beat him up. I punched him once and they got socked up by my other uncles.
Oh, yeah, by his family.
Yeah. But and it was a whole rumble. But
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I don't know. And that was genuine, like, anger. That was like my only chance that I ever, and I don't regret that at all, actually. Like, it was like, Mom was mad because she was like, you need to be representing me better and show that I raised a man with self-control. Yeah. And I didn't have it in that moment, but
you were young.
But yeah, I mean, and I just needed to get that out. But yeah, anyways, like, because even you would tell me where it's like, you know, I would speak badly about him because of the anger that I internalized my whole childhood, and you would be like, and I would think there was something wrong with you. You're like, you don't need to speak like that about him, and I was like, and I thought that there, you know, I was like, I was like, whatever, that's just Chiquis being Chiquis. But then when I went to that school in Mexico, I was forced to deal with it, and it's just like, you really like genuinely like be like, all right, I don't have to walk around with this forever. Like, he's a human, he fucking made mistakes, and he still needs to
figure that out,
you know, he still needs to accept it or not or whatever, but whatever that is, that's on his own time. For me, for my sake, for the sake of the people around me, for the sake of my children, I need to let that go, and see the silver lining that, like, whatever he was as a dad, like, and he wasn't there, and so I don't have that example, but I have a clean slate. I don't have all these. Absolutely, we have generational things that, you know, go on, but like, as far as dad, like, I don't got to hold on to that, you know, and that doesn't have to be how I carry myself with my kids and stuff. And so when I say I'm genuinely like no longer mad at him and like no longer upset that I have the same name, like that was a huge thing for me. And like, I feel like people, like, I've been told where it's like, no, you just think you're healed from it, you need to continue, and it's like, that irks me, where it's like, no, like, how can you
tell me?
Like, I like genuinely do not hate the guy, but when Jackie says, oh, he'd like to talk to you, I'm like, I don't, it's a closed door.
That's something that you need to do.
I just, there's so many doors ahead of me, and I'm not thinking about this one over here on the right, and I don't need to see what's on the other side of that.
That's okay.
And it's like, you know, it sucks because it's hard. And I think I think about Johnny in this sense a lot, where it's just like growing up without a man, it fucking makes being a man a lot harder. Yeah. And, pero a huevo, like, you know, like, you still got to do it.
You still got to do it.
You know, and it's like, so either what am I going to do? Reopen this door and, like, you know, or just.
That makes sense. I mean, because for a long time you were upset, and which is why your name is Mikey. Why we call you Mikey, because he didn't want to be called Trinidad. What?
I would like to
clarify that
I like you guys. People call me Mikey because they saw they saw the reality show. And like,
or they call you Mickey.
I'm with my family. I like that one now. It's grown on me. But like, you know, amongst you guys, I am Mikey. But now it's like, as a grown ass man,
you want to be Mike.
You know, I think like people have this thing where they see us kind of as like still the age that we were back then. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
It's not Mikey anymore. It's Mikey.
It's Mighk because it's not technically on my. Anywhere. It's just that was my name one day. But.
Yeah. So that's why his name is. That's what we call. I always thought. Mom told me that it was because of Michael Jordan, but in reality, it was because of the Ninja Turtle. Or no?
Yes, but
because he chose his name.
I didn't know that. I suppressed a lot till I was like 7 years old. Pretty much when Dad was gone. Yeah. And I don't know. I thought it was normal that people's memories don't start like till then. Like, but people,
Yeah.
I know, I talk to people and they remember being babies. Edward, our old producer, said that, swear to God, he remembers being born. Like,
That's crazy.
which I don't think that's necessarily true.
I don't know about
but my shit doesn't start till I was 7, and then like I didn't know. Like, remember when I became a teenager, I got really into basketball again, and it's been my favorite sport ever since. I thought that happened because I got close with Red, but I'd always had that love. I didn't know I played when I was younger. You know? And
you did.
Like, so it could have been because of that, but it's part of a memory that I suppressed and pushed back. That's what I'm interested in. I'll be down to do like hypnotism and just see what the fuck
to see what happens.
there,
That'd be dope, dude.
That's because that
I'm down to try
that
it.
I don't know. It might have to do with Dad, or I don't really know. You know, but,
Because at first it was Max.
yeah, because of the dog.
Because of the dog. We had a dog named a Rottweiler named Max. So he was like, I want my name to be Max. And Mom was like, okay, you don't want your name to be Trinidad. We won't call you Trinidad. What do you want? I want Max. And then after was Michael.
Yeah,
and now
I think the dog bit me or something. I was like, fuck Max.
He's like, fuck Max.
But yeah, but Mike, for me, what I associated with is Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle.
Turtle.
I didn't know, like,
love that.
I didn't know at the time that they were all named after Renaissance artists. Like, I just thought he was cool. He was always cracking jokes. He was like
the funny one.
Always eating pizza and riding a skateboard. I'm like, kicking ass. Like, that's what I want to be. And I'm like, so yeah, there's people think that it's Michael Jordan, and it could very well be. But I was like, I didn't even know my middle name was Angelo my whole life. Yeah, it just happened to work.
Yeah, it's perfect. See, Michelangelo, that's my favorite Ninja Turtle, by the way. No. So now that we're on this topic, let's talk a little bit about your last name. Our last name. I carry Marin. I never really wanted to change it. We've never really talked about this because it's a big thing, the whole Rivera thing, and like how I don't use Chiquis Rivera, and that's not because it's like I hate the last name. Obviously, I want to honor my mother, but I feel that there's other ways that I can honor her than to like change my last name or use a last name or not use it. But Mom did, and she did ask us before she passed, maybe like a year or 2 years.
I don't know.
Okay, she had kind of like mentioned that. She said, "Why don't you guys change your last name? Why don't you guys change it to Rivera?" And I remember even when she was here, I would tell her, I'm like, I like my last name, Mom. Like, no matter what my dad did, like I like Marin, and I don't necessarily want to be a Rivera. But how do you feel? Because now you're gonna change your last name legally, right?
I think, and with you, it's kind of like, it's like how, like I said with Trinidad, it's like owning it. It's like that's whatever is before this point doesn't matter. That's your last name. You know what I'm saying? And not for much longer.
Yeah, true. True.
But I mean, so I understand that.
Yeah.
But I think it's different because I'm a male, so I give on,
it's true.
The last name, and it's like, okay, Luna already has Marin, and when it came with the second baby, it's like, is that the name I want to push? I was like, no, like I'm my mom's child, and I'm carrying on her name, and like whatever else is attached to it. Because even if you think about it, like there are people that will say, oh, they're not actually Rivera's, whatever. Like, it's a fucking name. Who cares?
Dude,
but even if it's like not being, even if it's detached from this certain group of people now, like that was detached. We never knew any of the Riveras in La Barca, Jalisco.
Right.
Like, none of us know them. We know the Saavedras, but we don't like
know the Riveras.
Like, okay, that's Grandpa's name, and that's fine. And like, Mom's carrying on his legacy, but I'm carrying on my mother's. Yes. And in my own way. And
that makes sense. We've never talked about this, by the way. This is the first time we're having this conversation.
It was kind of, I think we were at odds, and we're like, we're not having this conversation right now.
We're kind of like, hold up, because there was a lot going on. Yeah. But now that you're explaining it to me, that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. You're the man, and like you're honoring your mother, and you want, so are you changing Luna's last name too?
Yeah. And she's actually, she wants her name to be hyphenated. She wants her mom's last name too.
I love that.
And she even chose the order or whatever. It's Rivera, Ibarra. I was like, phonetically, Ibarra Rivera sounds better. She's like, no, I want it like that, Dad.
Okay.
So like,
I love that.
And she's super excited about it because she's like,
so awesome.
She's in her like her fan stage right now. Well, she's been for a long time.
Oh yeah, she's like listening to Mom's music and everything. She listens to my music. She's
like, I want to meet my Uncle Lupe. And I'm like,
what?
That's so random. Like,
no
just because, like, I mean,
love that.
And nothing against my tío, but we just haven't, he's been out his way for a long time. We were at odds, I think, when I was younger because of how I viewed things.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, and nothing against him, but it was, I don't care.
Cool.
Like, but I just, it's just be like, when she did it, when she asked me out of nowhere, I'm just like, okay, like why Tia Lupe of all of them? But you know,
dude,
her.
that little girl has a total mind of her own, and I love that you and her mom, like you guys embrace that. Like you allow her to be her in like show her individuality, and I love that because instead of you getting upset because there's certain things, and Luna is his oldest daughter, guys, and he has a little baby. He has 2 girls, and we'll talk about you being a dad, but you sent a video in the group chat of her, or I think you posted it on Instagram, of her talking about what her future husband was gonna look like.
Oh yeah,
dude, and you were just like, yeah, tell me, and she was telling you she wanted him tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, she, but not too dark like chocolate, not too chocolate. She said, and I'm like, oh my god.
And she said she wanted tattoos and jet black hair.
Yeah,
black hair.
She's always known who she is. You know, like, remember really early on, I stopped choosing her clothes for her, like
and you just let her
because she's like she wasn't happy in the little t-shirts and little jeggings I was picking for her, and she wanted to wear this ridiculous fucking trolls wig and like a skirt and like 2 different socks because they had different colors and like, you know, like so,
I love it.
And I of course, like most guys that, you know, when you find out you're having a baby, it's like, I'm gonna have a son and you know, he's gonna do all the things that I like and do all that. Fuck that. Luna came out. She's like, no, I'm a girl. You don't know nothing about this, but you better learn. I still can't do her hair, but thank God she's just like,
she's more like, I like my hair down and I don't touch my hair.
She's getting back into styles and stuff. But she's always known who she is, and I'm like, and I just loved seeing that come out because she was nonverbal till she was 4. And like, so even on days where she's just like bombarding me like with questions and just talking to me and being goofy, right now she's in her, you know, I was like, damn, is there something wrong with me? Because she's a lot to handle right now sometimes. But it's like, remember how annoying I was at like fucking at 11 years old?
Yeah,
like,
you guys all had the little...
And she just wants to be funny. And like, she's learning how to make jokes, and you know, she doesn't necessarily know how jokes work. And so it's a lot, and sometimes it's nonsensical and I don't know what to say, but I'm like, that's a lot better than me when I was 11 purposely trying to get on people's nerves and being a little bitch, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if we're allowed to...
Yeah, you can say bitch and F and all that stuff. Don't worry.
But like, you know, like I'm like, you know, and so right now she's in that phase, and so even on moments where I'm a little overwhelmed, I'm like, dude, this is way better than I thought she was gonna be nonverbal her whole life. I had no reason to believe.
She's thriving right now.
No,
everything she talks about, and she's so smart and has an amazing memory like her grandmother.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be okay.
Awesome.
And like my biggest thing is you know, just anything that she wants to do, whether it's like she wants to go away for college, she wants her own apartment, she wants a purple Honda, she so
she knows
she wants to, you know, be a nail tech, she wants to do hair, she wants to be an actress, a singer.
Love it.
And who are we to say that she can't do all these things, right? You know, like obviously I just want to let her explore things. And obviously me and her mom have always been very guarded over her as far as like, you know, so I don't necessarily like want her making a TikTok right now or an open YouTube page, but do I want her to like, if we get her in the studio so she can record a song, dude, that would be like the best, you know, like
I think you guys should just let her express herself, because she writes songs and she writes things, and I think that you guys, I love that. I love how you and her mom have like just embraced it and let her just be, which I think is awesome. And I was talking about you as a parent. I remember specifically when one time I would tell you, like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for the dad that you are. And you're like, what? I'm just doing like what I'm supposed to do, you know? And I when you said that to me, I was like, shit, I guess so. But I guess I was saying more of like, I'm proud of you because you didn't have your dad in your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he was absent. And the fact that you're just such a great dad. Like,
I try. I mean, I think I'm overly critical of myself in everything, but that's the only way I know how to operate. So it's like I take everything with a grain of salt, and then a lot of times I just feel like, because so many, it was more common for my friends growing up to not have their dad around. Yeah, and you know, like, yeah, and I didn't think it was like, it was kind of weird when I would go to my white friend's house in Narco and they had a full family and whatever. It was cool. I was like, oh shit, like, this is tight. Same. But most of my friends didn't have their dads growing up, and like I think we all like we thought that was a normal thing. Yeah. And some of us are like, you know, not us, because I don't associate with dudes that, you know, like if you have your kids and you're a bum ass, you know, you're not you don't spend. I can't get enough time with Luna. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that we actually take pride of that in our generation. Or you're the type of person like, oh, I didn't have a dad, so I don't have to be around it, and I can't that can never be an excuse. And I think a lot of people, you get props for just being around. And for me, that's not enough either. Like that's, you know, it's not just like, well, no, most people's dads aren't around. So good job for just being there, you know? And I try not to like pat myself on the back for that too much. Or
just like, be like, I'm a provider and I get you what you need. It's like,
and like there's way more to being a parent, you know, like than that. And so for me, like I you know, I feel like with Nova, it's a second chance to start again. Because I missed a lot of Luna's for mine and her mom's relationship not working out, you know. And I'm still missing time. And like now that she's older, she can choose. If she doesn't want to come to my house this week, who am I to like tell her, like, you know, like she's like, because I could have her every weekend, but she wants to spend time with her mom, and her mom works a lot too, and she loves being with her grandma, and I cherish that a lot, you know, because that's the only grandparent that she has. So I'm like, you know what, if you want to be with your grandma and chill with her and not do shit. Not that her and her grandma don't do anything,
they just chill.
But yeah, they just chill and they go on little adventures and they don't listen to her mom, or like, you know, like they'll be going getting snacks they're not supposed to get, and Luna loves it. And for me, that's everything, you know,
for
like
sure.
So I'm the best dad that I can be, and I can always be better, you know.
Oh, Papa, well, I think you're great. I love seeing you as a dad, and now with like Nova and everything. I don't know. I think you're fucking awesome. Have you forgiven yourself yet for the relationship with Luna's mom not working? Because I know that weighed heavy on you for a long time.
I think we're at a good understanding, me and her now, where it's like,
it's good.
It was probably never gonna work out. You
guys were just meant to make this beautiful being.
Well, yeah, I mean, and we clung together really quick, and then just find out over time, like we were within a year of being together, we were pregnant with Luna, and then you know, she says that the day mom passed, I changed, you know, and I have no point of reference because I don't remember that person anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry for that, or for, you know, using that as justification for any like stupid decisions I made, or just letting it go, or feeling like relief when she left me, you know, because it wasn't like we were at odds, and it was and you know, it's easier to run away than to fucking find out why you love somebody, you know. And so, I mean, I still regret not, like, you know, not waking up with Luna in my house every morning, you know, or not always being able to take her to school or pick her up, because she, you know, for a while there, we both lived in the valley, so it wasn't too far, and it was possible, but now there's more distance there, and it's just, but I mean, we're at a good understanding. Luna understands, and if anything, like me and her mom have in the past couple of years, we had a couple rough patches, but in the past year we've gotten really good, and we can like kind of talk again. Now that I miss that, because me and Dre were legit like really good friends. Luna, it's weird for her sometimes. Like she's just like, she gets bugged out, and her mom would be like, "Your dad's my friend. Like he's my really good friend." Like, and she's just like, "Can we just go already?" Like they're over here talking and like laughing. She's like,
so she's uncomfortable.
Yeah, like she's just like, this is weird, and like that makes me sad because she doesn't remember having a whole family, and I get to redo that again, you know, and and it's not always easy, but it's like it's definitely worth. I'm a big believer in the nuclear family, and the way that we're going in the world, it's discouraged, or it's a lie, or because it can't work out for everybody. But there's having a mom and a dad in the same household, and the mom and the dad being able to communiate, and
for sure, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and just the baby having all the love possible. My suegra lives with us, so she just has she's with her grandma all the time, and she's getting love from all these angles. And Luna's a really good. There's not a hint of jealousy, and like.
Thank goodness. That was the perfect time.
That, you know, and it's like, you know, it just sucks that Luna missed out on that because of my decisions. And I'll take full blame for that, you know, just. Says
a lot, brother. That means that that's why I wanted to ask you that, because you also have to remember you both were so young. You know what I mean? Like how old were you? Like 20?
21.
21, yeah.
I knew mom for half of her life.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? She was 42 when she passed. I was 21, and.
Damn, dude, when you put it
and
like
if I'm lucky, I would have known her a third of my life, you know? Like, I don't know how far I'm going to make it. I'm not gonna, I don't know.
I forever God, please, Lord. Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's going to be a really small portion of time of life that I had her, you know. But she came at the perfect time, because I would have, you know, damn well, especially at that time. I
call Luna his lifesaver.
Yeah, because I would have lost my mind, you know. But I
Luna was how many months?
She was 3 months.
3 months when my mom passed. I feel like, telling you, God aligned everything. Was like, wait, because I think it would have been a disaster if we didn't have Luna.
Yeah,
for
no,
you,
I
know?
I would have for sure went off the deep end.
It changed us.
Because I still have, you know, bad habits and things that I'm trying to correct, and like that would have been too much. And then also I was very guarded under mom.
Yeah.
So it's like without having like, you know, without having, or not because I don't think she purposely kept us for experience. I just she kind of knew my tendencies and my, you know, to kind of go in a direction I wasn't supposed to go. And if I didn't have that there and Luna there to keep me level headed, I would have used it as an excuse to just fucking go off and be the fucking graffiti writer I'd always wanted to be, and fucking just not give a shit, and just fucking, you know, I would have been
completely different. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it changed us. Losing mom, it was learning how to live and all over again. It was tough. So, I mean, the fact that you can be vulnerable and talk about it and accept it, that's like huge. A lot of people don't, you know. And
let's talk about mom.
Talk about mom, or talk about also the mistakes that you also, like, you could say, hey, it was my fault. I messed that up or whatever. Like, and forgive yourself for it, and say, give yourself some grace, and give yourself some like space to say, hey, I messed up, but I'm trying to fix it. You know what I mean? And
you guys tell me I'm not nice enough to myself, but I think in the moment, in the subjects that matter, I do give myself grace, or I allow myself grace, or be like, you know what, you did that. How are you gonna react now? So I might beat myself up the rest of the time, but that's only because of, I don't know. I don't think talking to myself positively works for me, you know, or telling myself that I'm the greatest and I'm worthy of this, and this. Like,
you're a man. You're more logical.
I have to prove it to myself, you know, like, because as it is, I don't believe myself. So if there's anyone out there in the world I need to prove wrong, it's me, or it's that back part of me that has doubt. Like, you know, like, I'm gonna show you know, like,
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, like, you know. And,
but it does help to just say, you know, pause, like, all right, you got this shit, dude. You got, like,
and I try, you know? But the thing is, especially because I'm new to affirmations, and so maybe just like general happy ones don't necessarily work for me, but a great affirmation is, all right, what do you need to improve on today?
I love that.
What do you need to be avoiding? Or, you know, like I got back in my fasting. Fuck, the holidays fucked me up, but I got back into it, and then like, so, but when I am, and I'm like, I'm hungry and I'm pushing past it, and I'm like, you know, it's like, that's an affirmation enough for me. It's like, no, you can have self-control, and you're not controlled by every single little impulse that you have to go do something stupid, or just like have, you know, like, and I still struggle with it, but so as far as like affirmations work, I feel like that works better than just being like, you're great and you're fantastic and you're beautiful.
You're sexy.
And this is a big reason why I'm quiet and keep to myself, because I don't ever want to offend anyone. Because if that works for you, that's great. And if I don't, and if in my own head, like, that sounds, for me, that sounds dumb. I'd never want to like put that on everybody else, you know. So I keep it to myself, and like, I'm not gonna put this shit on everyone, because also it also comes a lot from I think there's some toxicity to like hustle culture and stuff, where it's like, no excuses, get up and do it, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
there is.
You know, so there's like, it's like finding somewhere nice in the middle, I think, works. Or not even that those two things don't work for each other.
You are middle. You're the middle one. Yeah. Are you the middle one or Jackie?
No,
because she says she's a middle child, but you're middle.
Not since her only one dad was around.
Okay. I was like, okay. She's like, I'm the middle child, but no, it's you. Yeah. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think we have a little bit of everything in our family, in our sibling, you know, family. But that's what I love about you, because when you speak, like, there's a lot of like, right now you're leaving a lot of little gems here, and I love it. Like, a lot of little bites. I'm like listening to you. I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like, I have such.
I'm glad it feels like it feels very natural. Like,
yeah, it's like we're having a conversation, and these are our conversations, you guys, on our group chat. We talk about some real shit. Like, we go back and forth. We have discussions. We don't always agree, but he knows that I'm just like, that's so Chiquis.
Like, it's always me and you, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, but that's okay, dude. It's not like we're completely different people, and I need your your unrelenting positivity sometimes, you know, like, cause you know, like, when you tell me I'm the greatest, some days I'm just like, she's full of shit. She doesn't know, really, but other days it gets through, you know, and then I mean it, dude. On the days when I'm the lowest, like, sometimes like you might not even know, because I try to I don't know, I also wear my emotions on my sleeves, but you always know when to kind of just drop something in there, like.
Aww. But I did want to, like, before we move on, because I wanted to do a little something with you, a little game, but a lot of people always wonder, like, why is Mikey like more, or Mike, you know, Mike, why is Mike like so like behind the scenes? Like, because you're not in the limelight, which I think is awesome. Do you do that to protect yourself, or do you do that more because you don't want to deal with all the bullshit that it, like, goes on with it? Or is it just, you're just happier that way? Like, what is it?
Onions have layers. I'm just kidding. But there is multiple layers to it. I think what happened when I was, I think, 15 with you know,
the whole situation
with and we could, like, my friends, well, one of my friends leading other dickheads to break into the house while we were gone.
Yes.
That from then on, because I think before that I was probably a lot more bubbly and nice, and I still am that way, but now it's just like, I'm nice to everyone from a distance, but there's only so many people that get close, and I don't like that, but that's it was a defense mechanism formed from back then. And then I got into graffiti, and then so it's like, and the cool thing about that was that, for a little bit anyways, because now people who know that, oh, that's Jenny's son, and he writes this, and he's from here, and he hangs out with these guys or whatever, and like, because everything is word of mouth, but for a little bit it was like, this is cool because this has to do with me. This is like your own identity. It has nothing to do with my family or my face or my name. And like, so a lot of it came to that. And that was like all the pictures of me from before I'm 18. I'm like covering my face, you know, like, like, you know, or like, just like,
so mysterious.
That was just my thing. And then like, and then I don't know, I think, I took fame really different from everybody, just because it just didn't feel real, because I was famous, one, for being mom's son, and I accept that I'm her son, but I wanted to become something of my own. And then like even though we were ourselves on the show, you know, it's like there was nothing I could confidently say that the Riveras or I Love Jenny, none of that was scripted. That was all genuinely us. I still don't think that's the best representation of myself, and that's not. I don't look back on that. It's like, oh, I'm super proud of that. There are fond moments that we wouldn't have lived in some cases
without it.
You know, where we wouldn't have had certain memories without that, and I accept that. But at the end of the day, like, it brought a lot of attention that didn't feel earned, and it just didn't feel like it was genuinely because of me. Like, so I think it had to do a lot with that. And
you want people to love you for Michael.
Yeah, and then the last layer was that just some of mom's fans are a little crazy, you know, like,
in what way? Like,
just people would like go
invasive,
like, just for years, like I would have to hear about it from like people bothering Drea in her DMs, you know, like, or like, you know, other exes, like people thinking, and this is not just people that are haters, it's people that think that they love us. You know, in the same way that there's people that love mom so much that they'll attack you because they think that that's showing love, and so people would like they'd be like messaging my ex and be like, oh, you're not good enough for him, you're a fucking gold digger, not knowing this girl had 2 jobs.
That's not
and
fair.
Not knowing that she dealt with her own like depression and her own her own insecurity and stuff, and like, and it's like, that's fucked up. That's not like, cool. So after that I was like, all right, you guys don't get this anymore. And then even with Nova, like, I don't know, those moments they're precious, and it's not like, oh, I'm holding this off from the world, but I'm so locked in that moment. Like, I get the feeling we're like, oh, I gotta take a picture and send it to my siblings, and for me that's all that, like, look, you guys, they saw it. It's not like, oh, like,
Instagram show,
you know, and it's like, and
you enjoy genuinely enjoy being private.
The last part is, I don't think people deserve it.
Nice.
My following doesn't deserve it, you know, because that's all they care about is. Not all I'm sorry, because I don't mean to offend anyone, but genuinely, the same reason they want to know about my personal life is like the rest of, you know, it's like episodic TV. Like, you want to know about every character. Oh, and this character goes this way, and this one pops up in the 6th season. And like, so they want that, like, you know, it's like, let me just check in on these people. But when it comes to like, last time I did my friend's small podcast, like, and I was checking the views just because I wanted to help him out. And nobody, like, it was like, there was hours had passed and nobody was like, oh, let me give this a click, you know? And like, and I don't hold that against people, but I'm like, I'm definitely not just gonna I'm gonna start just posting shit just based on what people want to see, because that's not what that's what I not what I want, but I don't feel the need to present that to the world. I don't need to be like my whole being is being a parent or being an autism parent or Jenny's son. There's so much more complexities to me, and if there's, because I don't, maybe I'd be more if my life depended on it, but like I got lucky to find this pocket of work where I don't need to put it out every day, or I don't need to search for likes and stuff or whatever. And I'm blessed, because God knows it's uncomfortable for me. Like even like posting stuff of my work, like it fucks up the whole day, because I have to think like, oh, I got to make sure we get this, and I got to get this and get this.
It's a whole job in itself.
And on the days when I just tell myself, just don't fucking worry about it. Like just paint, do a great job, get a good final picture.
And you're at ease.
Those are the days, yeah. And then and then I when I am dedicated too much, I get too much footage. It's too damn long. No one's holding their attention that long, and it's like I do need to get better at it. And eventually, I'll pay somebody to do that. But when I finally let that go, like I lived at a lot more peace. And I delete Instagram off my phone at least once every other couple months.
I know. Sometimes I'm searching. I'm like, damn, where's Mikey? He deactivated. It's cool. It's normal.
It's because those days go better up here. Right now, I'm just like, even the other day, I'm like, dude, you've been scrolling for this shit too long. Like, you need to be doing something else. Or even if I'm fucking, I don't know. I just I'm not comfortable spending my time. And I know I'm also conscious of my own bad habits. Like, I always got to go to comment sections. Like, let me find the dumbass in here that's about to say some stupid shit about Kendrick right now. And like I'll just, but that's so toxic. And if I know I'm not, like, on most days, I'll like type something out. I'm like, that's clever. And then delete it. And that's good enough. But even that, it's like, why? You know, and I don't think, lastly, I'm not sure if we were ever supposed to be meant to be this exposed to each other's thoughts, and like, you know, like just in every, you know, like in every facet. And then maybe that's why no one gets along now, because we know too fucking much about each other, and everyone has this opinion that they want, or, you know, I feel like everyone wants to change the world and do it in their own way. And when when other people don't see the same vision, there's something wrong with this person. And like, so now we're all clashing, when it's if you guys just all shut the fuck up and be nice to each other, that'll work a lot better. But who am I?
Love this dude.
Anyway, so all those reasons, like,
honestly, they're all valid. I'm not even like, it's not, I get it.
Then that's just for me. That's not like I look down on people on social media, or like,
I scaled back a little bit for that reason, where it's just like I was sharing too much on social media, and it's like, okay, people just had an opinion about everything. Now I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily want to share everything about my relationship. Like, I want to live and go on a bike ride, and like, not like so many different things where it's like, you don't have to know everything.
And your socials, that's like, so you have to toe that fine line to show personal parts of yourself, and then also not sell every random product, but you have your own businesses and shit that you have to push out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you have stockholders, but you have to, you got to get your nut.
Exactly. That's in my nut.
But and I understand that, but luckily, like, I don't have that, and I see that as a blessing, as opposed to like, oh, nobody's on my, like, I genuinely, it's fine with me that, like, I don't get that much, because when I do try to get engagement, it's there, but it's for the wrong reason. It's because I'm being a jackass.
Oh, because you're talking shit or something to someone.
Because that's naturally how I am.
You even talk shit to us, okay? So no one get offended. He'll tell us straight up all kinds of things.
So it's like, I don't know. It has more to do with self-control. Like, does everybody need to hear this clever little opinion I had about this stuff? Like, no. And most of the time, the answer is no.
Yeah.
And I don't really care what most people think about anything.
Like, and you genuinely don't. Like, you're
I just you know, like, I was really young when I wanted to save the world, and it stressed me out, and the world still stresses me out to this day, but I'm not going to be the one to save it. And that's okay, because I have this little world that I'm struggling to keep together. Not struggling, but, you know, it's like, enough of a challenge. And it's like, when I get this down packed, then maybe I'll come out to save the world. But right now, I don't need that, you know?
Yeah. That's not what's fulfilling you.
So that's a long answer, but yeah.
But, well, I love it, though. I love it, brother. And before you go, brother, this is a game called We're Not Really Strangers. Have you heard of it?
No, I've not.
Okay. It's a family edition, and I want you to pick a card. Or actually, I'm going to pick a card, and I'm going to ask you a question. Is that cool?
Okay, but pick it from the 3 pile.
From the 3 pile. Shit.
Feels good.
Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know, because usually it goes from... Anyways, we'll see.
Fuck up your magic trick?
No, it's okay. Your magic trick, this one.
Pick a card, any card, but this one specifically.
Here we go. What's a vivid memory that you have of me growing up that makes you smile to this day?
Oh, shit. Well, damn.
You could say it.
There's just so much, and it's like, okay, like we've known you my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got it. And I know you'll have the exact same memory.
What?
Hooked on Phonics.
Oh.
I would cry.
Me too.
You took so much pride in just like making sure me and Jackie were engaged, and Mom was always put so much into school, and none of us were good at it.
Yeah.
Including yourself, but you're like, fuck it, like I'm gonna, and you were the best teacher. We were Mrs. Chiquis, and like, so yeah, I remember hooked on.
We would sit on the floor.
You would make it the funnest game, dude, and like, and I remember you being mad at you because you didn't read my Flintstones book to me the same way that Mom did. You remember that? Like, because you didn't change your voice and shit. That's just a bonus.
Now I do because of that. Because I was like, shit, I have to put like more like character into it. But yeah, Hooked on Phonics, you guys. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Hooked on Phonics, but Hooked on Phonics was like a way of like my mom wanted us to like learn and be better after school because we were all just really bad at like I was really bad at reading.
I couldn't tell though.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Tell. Thank you, brother. And I was like,
teacher.
Mrs. Chiquis, call me Mrs. Chiquis, and I was a strict teacher.
We would have to raise our hand and stuff. And me and Jackie loved it, dude. Johnny,
I love it.
I don't know if Johnny and Jenica ever got the same thing, but
yeah, no, I honestly like. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh my god,
do one more. No,
you ask me one.
Okay, all right. And that one feels good. Okay. This is a good one. I'll expand this to all the siblings. How likely are you to bring your significant other home to meet us? And what is something that you'd warn them about beforehand? So they obviously your significant other has met us.
Yes.
Fuck no, but that doesn't count either. Imagine you met. We didn't all meet Emilio at the same time.
Yeah.
What would be your warning if he was coming to the house?
Well, the thing is, talking about that, remember when he was at Becky's party and how you didn't like him?
Oh my god, dude! I'm so glad I didn't fuck him up like I wanted to because. He didn't.
You guys, this is a real story.
He didn't look tough to me, and then I started riding bikes with him, and I'm like, oh, this little fool's ripped. And he boxes. He would have fucked me up, but I wanted to beat Emilio's ass because he didn't do it on purpose, but he bumped into a table and the beer spilled on me, and I was already like,
this is the night that
and he was already talking to my sister, and I'm like, dude, like
they're the same age, by the way.
Yeah, and so.
He was annoyed.
I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't. But I was probably being a douche, dude. I think I was, huh?
You were. You and Red. Now Red is Mikey's best friend. He's like a brother to us, and he cuts Emilio's hair. But
Red was being a dick too.
Yes, he's like, oh, fool. Yeah, Mikey don't like that fool. I don't like him either. And I was like, dude, he's really nice. He's like, yeah, you trying to get at you? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I like him.
You needed. I was more mad at you because you just like. You're just like, you made it obvious how much you liked them off rip. But
I sure did. I was like, I like that guy. I'm gonna sit right next to him.
For the record, he's awesome, dude. He makes you like I've never seen someone push you out of your comfort zone in the healthiest way possible. Where it's like, not that you're lazy or anything, or you're not outdoorsy, but you were never gonna plan a trip to go to fucking hiking
Zion and
at
stuff
a national park halfway across the country.
Because a lot of my friends don't do that, so I finally found like my match. Because I've always been into hiking and all that stuff, but like he really pulled that like.
Or even just watching The Office, like I never would have thought that'd be your type of comedy.
Yeah.
And then like you're like, and like when you got into it, I was like, oh, so you watched this episode, and just like I don't know, he's just a fucking cool guy.
And Kill Tony too, all these things.
You guys watch Kill Tony?
We love Kill Tony.
Dude, I'm going to.
You're going?
Yeah, I'm going at the forum. We should go.
Shut up.
So it's gonna be
tight.
Oh
my god, you got to tell Emilio. He's gonna love you.
It's been making me want to get back into comedy, but it's just not gonna happen.
Oh, that you should. That'd be fucking awesome.
Anyways,
now awesome. They love each other. Okay, good. Now they love each other, and Emilio's like, damn, why does the fool have to be so freaking nice? I wanted to hate him so bad. But now they love each other. So anyways, that's not really strangers. And I wanted to just, I wish we had more time. But brother, I love you. I'm
sorry I talked up a storm.
No, I freaking love it. And I think that it's beautiful that people can feel and see your heart through the podcast, because there's so much about you that people don't know. But I love that it's mysterious. You're intriguing.
I think the cheat code is that, this just feels like a conversation we're having at your house. So
I know.
Otherwise, I don't think it would have came out. But
I'm blessed.
Thank you for having me, and I'm blessed to be here.
I love you, brother, with all my heart. You guys, thank you for watching. Woo woo. Love you guys. See you on the next episode of Chiquis and
Chill.
There we go. This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.